So we are going to disable this by clicking delete. When we click delete, we are done with that. All right, so that is that with the texture opacity. I already told you this is how you reduce the visibility of this shape. Now you can also come to 3D shape. We already touched 3D shape. You can rotate this shape in a 3D form, adding depth to it and then rotating it. Look at what we have now. This is what we have. Look at what we have. You can rotate it this direction. Look at what we have, the Z direction. You can take this up. You can bring it like this, taking this up. And you can also just work on this until you become used to with this to manipulate them the way you want them to operate. Okay, so this is what we've got from that 3D. We can also work on the lightings there. So it kind of gives you a lot of option. When you click an object, you look at its panel here. It gives you the options to deal with it. When we take this same emboss, we saw this with the text. When you enable emboss here on this object, you can change the light direction. Put it this way. This is the kind of emboss you've gotten already, and you can work on this further by intensifying it, reducing the intensity, bringing the ambient light down, you know, working on the specular hardness, working on the bevel to make it more beveled. Just work on it to get the shapes that you want. All right, I think much has been explained. Let me give you this last tap here. When you tap this here, you kind of, if you want to, you can import an image through this tab. But when you click here, don't always avoid clicking here, because when you click here, you are resetting this stage. You're just going to reset the whole stage. For instance, if I click here now, pop, all right, the whole stage, look at the background is completely gone, and we are left now with what? Just the text and everything. That's because this images here resets the stage. Okay, when you come on from gallery, you can bring in this thing custom in a customary way, or in a customized way. Let me just bring in this. Yes, I want it to go that way. So you see, it automatically takes over the scene. That way you are customizing it. So let me just return back by clicking this arrow. This arrow is a backward arrow, the undo arrow, and then you can take from camera directly, like you want to snap a photo. Image size, you can, this is where you can change it to what? A square. You can change it to a YouTube thumbnail size. You just take okay. I think that this is a YouTube thumbnail size right now. I think things have already been done for us here. Let me just change this background. I'm not happy with that background that I have there. Well, all these are the backgrounds that these are, it comes from default, but I always advise you to do your own backgrounds. This ones comes from default. All right, okay, so this is what we have. I think I love this background. All right, okay, so this is it for all this panel, and then you can screw the last panel here. You see, you can use this panel wisely to add some noise to your scene. This is increasing the noise. Look at it, kind of noisy right now. For those of you who know what noise means, look at, you can change the shadings to give it something else. You can just work on these sample lines. You change, you bring it to this. You can just repeat them as many as possible. You can repeat them to get a different background that you want. Okay, let me just take okay for this background. This is saturation. This is where you change the saturation of your stage. This is just color wise. These are hue. This is where you change your hue and things like that. This is another very important tool here. It actually brings in a shadow from all angles of your scene, and you can either concentrate it on just what you want. All right, so if you have something like this, normally everybody watching, looking at these objects, knows for sure that you wanted to project this image we are seeing here. All right, I think that's that, but you can always rotate your artwork by just clicking the rotate here. All right, then the very first, we take us now to the very first tab here, which is the, you want to avoid this tab, clicking this tab, especially if you are not prepared to reset your work. On this plus icon again, we can bring in an image into the scene by clicking from gallery. Let me just bring this logo. Good. So we can crop this logo the way we want it to appear on the scene. And when you're done, just click OK. The logo comes here. It's a transparent logo, so I already made this. Some of you have seen this. So that is it with this tab. So another last thing I want to show about it is a draw. When you click on this draw, you can select a color for your pencil. You select the size for your pencil. By clicking on the pencil again, you can come to the color palette. You can take a yellow color. So by this, you can draw a yellow line. Look at this. Look at the yellow line. This is what we got. We can change this color to a red, and by this we draw a red line. And this is sometimes these lines are very important when doing your graphic design. We can again change this color to something else, and we give it another line here. Okay, so this is the lines we've got, and you could have increased the size to 12 so the line becomes bigger. Let me select a different color to represent this line. Let me take a white line, for instance. Look at, is now thicker than the other lines. Okay, that is what you do for that. Okay, I'm just going to take OK right now, and you can move your line along. Once you click OK, you can move your lines along. All right, so haven't had what we have had so far. I think we now move to the next tab here, which is the layer panel. Let me say that. In this layer panel, you can do a couple of things. You can click on these lines. This is the line. You see the line drawn in. Shift this line and bring it right on the bottom. That means you send it behind this object. So this object is now in front of this line. These are one of the things you can do with this line, with this panel. You can also click this text and bring them right in front of everything and put it right up. So this text is in front of everything. Anything you take it to, it is standing in front of it. So this is how you do that. All right. And then another thing you can do here is, when you look at this keenly, you can lock this panel by clicking on the lock here. You can't move this object again. Look at, I'm trying to click on this shape here. Another one is moving because this one is locked. This blue shape here is locked. You cannot move it. You see, another one is moving on the background. If I lock this one behind, look at, nothing is moving because I've locked all. The only thing moving now is this one that has not been locked. You see this one? That's how you lock your scene, to make sure that you don't go and disrupt the things you have already prepared. All right, so that's a lock button. You see, you can't move anything here except for the ones that have not been locked. And then there is also a small icon here that shows an eye with a stroke on it. If you enable it, you automatically cause this one to disappear. That means it goes away from the eye. The eye doesn't see it anymore. Let me just click this eye here. You see, this logo has gone because we have disabled it here by saying that I don't want to see it. But if you enable it, it comes back. So that's how we use this eye tool. We can use it for any other object on the scene to disappear and appear. When they disappear, it doesn't mean they are not there. They are there, but you cannot see them or touch them until you enable them back and unlock them. All right. So this little delete button here can easily delete something from your scene. You can, if you say delete the text, it has already taken the text off, but I want to bring back the text by taking this undo because I want the text here. So another thing you can do here is, if you want to merge this shape to work as one, you can just come on this place right down here, click it, and click tick the shapes you want to merge. For instance, let me merge this blue and this logo. I'm just going to click here on this blue, and then I click on this logo here, and then I take merge here. By clicking this, you are merging. They'll ask you, do you want to merge it? You say yes. Okay, look at now, we can now move the two objects together. Are you seeing this? Good. All right, the next thing that we want to be able to do here is, when you're done with this, if you want this panel to go, but you can always delete a layer. If you put it, mark this, you want to delete this layer, just click delete here. Okay, you select it here, and you can just take delete, and it goes off. Now we take it back because we want this layer back. All right, so when you're done, you click this little tick here. It says tick, Good. That means you are done. You come back to the scene and you click here back again, and that thing disappears. For those who want to be working with grids, if you want to be able to work with grids, you're going to come here and